Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul, and in this video we're breaking down Spider Noir. The new Amazon Prime show has just dropped its first look, and throughout this video we're going to be going through it all. In this, I want to talk about everything we know about the series and give our reaction to the trailer as well. Starring Nick Cage, woo! The series will see a continuation of his character from Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Noir first appeared in a 2009 miniseries set during the Great Depression, and the series will tap into that film noir aesthetic. Amazon are releasing both colour and black and white versions, and depending on what one you pick, depends on how smart you are, mate. Me, I pick the black and white one because I'm a cinephile. I'm a professional YouTuber. I watch Spider Noir in black and white. I have an IQ of 85. What? Anyway, the series is being confirmed to have an 8-episode season, and it'll be set during an alternate 1930s
New York City.
The series will follow Ben Reilly, who's a private investigator that always seems like he's down on his luck. Cage recently told Esquire that he saw his Spider Noir performance as 70% Humphrey Bogart and 30% Bugs Bunny. So make of that what you will. If the name Ben Reilly sounds familiar as well, then that's because it's what one of the Spider-Men introduced themselves as during the Clone Saga. In these books, which are absolutely massive, and if they still have the wrap on, that's because it's their own saga to get through and I keep putting off reading them. But I have read them before, and it took up most of my childhood. He then took that name due to Uncle Ben and May's maiden name being Riley. In the comics, Peter then took a step back and Riley took over the role for a bit. That was in these massive ones as well, which listen to how loud these are. Fucking hell. But yeah, he took over the role for a bit, everyone hated it, and it was around that time that people like Jean-Paul Valley also took over from Batman, and we had the Cyborg Superman and versions where he split into two as well. Characters were constantly getting replaced, and yeah, the 90s were just a mess. Eventually though, they just went back to the status quo, and thus Peter came back. Around the time though, a lot of these characters found an audience, and it was years later that they'd come to be appreciated. Riley even featured in Across the Spider-Verse, where he was a gritty, depressed 90s parody. Skipping over a hell of a lot of stuff there and trying to simplify, but that's how the name was created in the first place. Showrunner Ren Uziel has stated that Peter Parker is just too synonymous with a youthful, upbeat and high school energy, whereas here they wanted to make him really gritty and depressed all the time. Yay! For this telling, Riley was once the city's only superhero who was simply known as the Spider. This has been said to be because it plays into stuff like the Spirit and the Shadow, and I'm sure it has absolutely nothing to do with the nightmare rights situation that the studio have with using the name Spider-Man. To the point they can't even say it in Madame Web, and are calling this series Spider Noir and not Spider-Man Noir, but I digress. After a personal tragedy, he's forced to confront his past and resume his vigilante role amid corruption, crime and the threats of the city. Setting out to tell what's a true noir classic, it'll play on stuff like the Maltese Falcon and so on and so on. Though they've said they're doing two versions with one being colour and one being black and white, I do have a theory that they might go back and forth between the two at points. The creators have said that the black and white might get the odd burst of colour which could symbolise hope and transformation. Into the Spider-Verse had Noir taking that Rubik's Cube as well, and I think we'll get flashes of colour throughout even in the black and white version, and maybe vice versa as well. The creative team have said they're taking inspiration from Batman the Animated Series and leaning heavily into that Art Deco style. We also had that lightning strike shot as well. Not to get all Snyder is the blueprint on you, mate, but that reminded me a lot of the moment in Watchmen with Rorschach. But yeah, he's of course an extremely gritty and grounded character as well, and I'm excited to see where they go with it in terms of influences. As for the cast, beyond Cage, you also have Lamorne Morris, who's playing Robbie Robertson. If that name sounds familiar, it's because, well, he's a Daily Bugle mainstay that kind of knows Peter's Spider-Man in most of the tellings. Always think it's sort of like Lucius Fox in Batman Begins, where he clearly knows but never out and out says it. And yeah, by Dark Knight, you know, he's giving him a new batsuit and stuff, so he knows there, mate. But for the first film, he's sort of Robbie Robertson. We do know that Morris will also appear in 6 of the 8 episodes, and thus might not get a happy ending. We also have Lee Jun Lee, who's playing Cat Hardy. She's inspired by the Black Cat and is playing a mysterious starlet. Her role is like one of them singers from the Time Mate, featured in The Shadow at the start and like Temple of Doom at the start as well. You know the ones. Gonna be a sort of femme fatale, I feel, and kind of walk the line between right and wrong. Kind of like Black Cat, or Catwoman, but don't tell them that they stole it. They didn't steal it. We also have Riley's secretary, Janet, who's played by Karen Rodriguez. On top of that is our first major villain, Flint Marko, aka Sandman. Played by Jack Houston, he's going to be a big baddie for the show. From what I can gather as well, Lord and Miller actually argued back and forth about the budget of the series and explained that they needed it for a massive fight with Sandman. Sony were hesitant at first, but they then explained their vision and the studio realized that, yeah, let's just go all out with it. And yeah, from what I've heard, the stuff with Sandman is going to be a big part of the series. We also have Brendan Gleeson, who it's rumoured will be playing Silvermane. First introduced in Amazing Spider-Man 73, Silvio Manfredi is a ruthless crime boss from Sicily who rose through the ranks of the Maggia. Yes, that's the Maggia, because Marvel was scared they would annoy the Mafia, so they called them that. Called Silvermane for his silvery white hair, he's built a criminal empire throughout the States. Silvermane's hair went grey in his early life, and since then he's been obsessed with becoming immortal. It's possible that they might also bring in a Tablet of Time story where he tries to track down a way to restore his youth. I'm also interested in what they're going to do with Gleeson as well, because yeah, the guy is an Italiano. He should have got me. I'd make a good fella's a pizza. Either way, we have Abraham Papula playing a World War I veteran named Lemuel. There's also Andrew Lewis Caldwell, whose role hasn't been confirmed yet, but we do know that it'll feature in 6 episodes. Anyway, that's everything you need to know, and after a quick word from our sponsors, we're gonna react to and go through the trailer. Now, I'm sure you've all had those spam calls and emails, and with AI even getting behind it now, you just get bombarded day and night. Chances are you downloaded something, clicked a website you shouldn't have, or have just got your name on a mailing list. Your name, number, and email are now out there, and it seems like there's just no way back. However, what if I told you there was a way to erase all of that? That's where today's sponsors Incogni come in. Incogni allows you to control who has your data, and it can stop all those spam calls and contacts in just a couple of clicks. Doing this manually would take years and years, but Incogni handles all the messy work for you automatically. Incogni reaches out to data brokers on your behalf, requesting your personal data removal and dealing with their objections. You can also get an extra level of protection. With Incogni's custom removal feature in the Unlimited plan and Family Unlimited plan, you can point to any people's search site or other website where your personal information is visible, and one of their privacy agents will take care of the rest for you. Also love just how simple Incogni is, and within a couple of clicks, I basically stopped all those calls coming in. Can be worrying as well, as you know, there's constant reports about data breaches, and it is a bit scary knowing someone out there might have your login details on like PayPal or something, or just your credit card details in general. Criminals online can use your data for fraud and more, and it's better just having that peace of mind. Get 60% off Incogni right now and go to incogni.com/heavy-spoilers and use the code heavy-spoilers. Go to incogni.com/heavy-spoilers and use the code heavy-spoilers for 60% off. Incogni helps wipe you from the internet, and they can't harm you if they can't find you. Click the link below and claim that 60% off and get your personal data completely off the market. Thanks.
Tell me why.
You already know how it ends.
I love the voice already. Roar.
Start from the beginning.
Classic noir shot.
Ticks.
I'm getting goosebumps. They're killing it. I'm such a shill.
Impulses. I manage to suppress them. Most of the time.
What's going on, Ben?
That's his spidey sense, obviously.
Wait, what the hell happened to him?
I beat up some guys in a bar. And I got plastered.
Fucking Nick Cage. Dear me. With no power comes no responsibility. Fuck's sake.
What are you thinking about over there?
Bit of an existential crisis, if I'm honest.
Struck a nerve, huh?
Nice. Yeah. Great swinging scene. I don't know how that sticks to his head, that hat, but... Okay, so they've announced the colour one there as well. So, yeah, right from the off, they're kind of playing it tongue-in-cheek. It's quite weird tonally because him walking through this is obviously quite a dark thing, and there's graves, and it's very much like a mafia site, and like kind of the thing you'd get in a mafia movie. And then you've got like Nicolas Cage just talking like this. But you've got all the classic noir staples here, like the therapy session. The way that shot is as well, it's just so well framed. You've kind of got mirrors typically tend to represent a double side, or that you're hiding something in film, and going through to a therapy session and doing this, that's such a good way to present that. Just the way, I love the way that the shots are staged, like that's kind of off tilt, the way it looks at the grandfather clock, and there's like the symmetry there that looks really nicely put together. You've got kind of him on one side looking quite unhinged, and then the spider, which is like the thing that changes his entire life in this job, beside him kind of entombed, and it's got really good imagery in it, I will say that. Tonally, I don't know. Nicolas Cage, you know, he can go one of two ways. He can go either very subtle, low-key, or he can go fucking Nicolas Cage. And the way he's going throughout this trailer when he's like clicking and pointing his hands and stuff, it's quite funny, but I don't know if everyone's gonna like it, but I really enjoy that whole campy style. And just the way they've got the kind of New York's building itself up here. You've got the construction sites. Like there's that famous picture of those construction workers all kind of sitting on that steel beam having lunch. And this is kind of what I imagine New York to be like at that time, where everything's kind of under construction. They're building the city up, and you've got a man falling down from that, symbolically showing the descent from the high elite and stuff. So yeah, I actually did have goosebumps in it, and I don't normally react to trailers like that. I normally sit there like, whatever. I think it's just like the Dutch angle there. I'm quite a big noir film fan, and just seeing the way they've staged this, look for the breakdowns. We're probably going to go color, just because it looks better in an edit, rather than you just watching, like we're doing Night of the Living Dead at the moment, and the worry is like, oh, if this is all black and white, we did it with Psycho 2, it's like we're going to have to keep cutting back and forth between color because people will get annoyed. It's even put me off doing Citizen Kane and stuff. I love it, but I know there's people out there who don't. But yeah, I just love the way that stark contrast kind of plays into it. Interested to see how it goes. Obviously, you know, Lord and Miller are producing it. They did phenomenal on the Spider-Verse films. I think they're groundbreaking, some of the best comic book movies out there, not just Spider-Man stuff. So I am excited to see how this goes. And just having Nicolas Cage doing this sort of thing, a live-action superhero, especially with all the stuff that happened with Superman, where he was going to be Superman. You know, we live in the timeline where we got that cameo in The Flash, at least. But yeah, very excited to see what he does in this kind of role. And yeah, quite excited for it, quite hyped. Great first look, doesn't give too much away. There's just little teasers towards things, sort of a man struggling as well. He's not the prim and proper, like, look at me, I'm a superhero, I'm a bastion of greatness. It's all kind of feels very like gritty and grounded, and I love that line, with no power comes no responsibility. Cracking that. So yeah, very, very excited to see that. Yeah, good. Anyway, that's a teaser, and I'd of course love to hear your thoughts on it below. Haven't really done a video like this before, where we kind of explain the series and then drop a reaction in the middle, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on this format as well. To be honest with you, mate, we've had an absolutely mental week, and we managed to get an hour 40 video on The Shining done, had Knights of the Seven Kingdoms as well, also had a 90-minute Moonraker video, and I've also finally finished the script for The Wicker Man as well. So just haven't had the time to properly make this as in-depth a trailer video as I'd want to, but look, it's Spider Noir, I had to cover it. So yeah, let me know if you're cool with me doing the odd video like this when we're pushed for time, or if you thought the half breakdown / half reaction thing is not the level you expect from such a great YouTuber with an IQ of 85. I will not be mad, but you will be blocked. Please drop a like as well, and yeah, leave a comment with your thoughts on the trailer. If you want to follow us on Instagram as well, and check us out at Heavy Spoilers, and if you want to pick up some merch, then look at the shirts behind me. The Cyclops one looks great, that Doctor Doom too, House of Dragon as well. They're all available below the video, and yeah, massively supports the channel. If you want to get early access to those videos I mentioned just before as well, then click the join button and pay just 99 cents a month, and you'll get early breakdowns every single week, sometimes 2 weeks in advance. We're giving them away. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I've been your host, Paul. You've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.